Good evening, and welcome to Circle 10 News, Geopolitics and Economics, where we connect global conflicts to the forces shaping your wallet and the world economy. Tonight, we focus on one of July's most dangerous crises, the war between the United States and Iran, and the battle over the Strait of Hormuz. Walter Rather breaks down the airstrikes, the contested bridges and ports, and the legal debate over possible war crimes. Then Stan Fairfax follows the money, showing how bombed infrastructure, attacked ships, and disrupted shipping lanes are driving energy prices and rattling global markets. From bridges in southern Iran to tankers in the Strait, Circle 10 News shows why decisions in war rooms and boardrooms matter for all of us. Walter Rather begins our July special coverage right after this.
Good evening. I'm Stan Fairfax, and this is Circle 10 News, your business and markets follow-up to our coverage of the war in Iran. The bombing of bridges and transport hubs around Bandar Kamir and Bandar Abbas is not just a military story, it's an economic one. Those roads and rail links connect Iran's main Gulf port to the rest of the country, and their destruction means costly reconstruction, rerouted trade, and years of disruption. Infrastructure analysts say rebuilding multiple highway and rail bridges, tunnels, and damaged power lines could run into the billions of dollars. When the time comes, large international engineering and construction firms such as Bechtel, Fluor, and China Railway Construction Corporation, as well as regional contractors like Turkey's Limak and Iran's own Khatam Al-Anbiya Group, could be in line for lucrative contracts if sanctions and politics allow them to participate. Out at sea, the damage is already measurable. Since the war began, shipping tracking data show traffic through the Strait of Hormuz has collapsed, with more than 20 vessels attacked and several tankers and container ships damaged or sunk. Cargoes worth hundreds of millions of dollars, oil, gas, petrochemicals, manufactured goods, ASN have been destroyed or stranded, and more all-risk insurance premia have jumped from about 0.2% to as high as 1% of a ship's value in a matter of days. Marine insurers and reinsurers such as Lloyd's Syndicates, Allianz, and Munich Re now face rising claims, while many underwriters have stopped covering voyages through the Gulf entirely. These shocks are rippling through global markets. Oil prices spiked above $100 a barrel at the height of the Hormuz blockade and remain elevated, lifting shares of major energy producers like ExxonMobil, Chevron, Occidental Petroleum, ConocoPhillips, and Petrobras. Midstream and service firms such as TC Energy, BW Energy, and NCS Multistage have also benefited from higher margins on transport and drilling. On the flip side, airlines and cruise lines are getting hit. Carriers, including Delta, American Airlines, and United, have seen their stocks fall as fuel, insurance, and rerouting costs climb, and cruise operators such as Carnival and Royal Caribbean have lost ground as itineraries in the region are canceled. Travel platforms and hotel chains tied to Middle East routes are feeling the pain as well. Shipping and logistics companies are caught in the middle, with tankers and container ships forced to sell longer routes around Africa. Bunker fuel demand has risen and schedules have blown apart. Global players like Maersk, MSC, and Evergreen are facing higher operating costs and delays that ripple through supply chains into European and Asian manufacturing hubs. Some of those costs will be passed on to consumers, feeding inflation pressures just as central banks hope to see price growth cool. Economists warn that if the conflict and blockade continue, the world could be looking at a hit of $1 to $3 trillion to global output over the coming year, driven by energy shocks, trade disruption, and shattered infrastructure. And every bridge destroyed, every ship bombed adds to a reconstruction bill that will eventually have to be paid by taxpayers, by investors, and by future generations. That is why many business leaders and policy experts say this crisis has to be handled through diplomacy, not just force. They argue that a negotiated arrangement over Hormuz covering transit fees, security guarantees, and clear rules for civilian infrastructure would be far better than endless battles over where territorial waters end and international lanes begin. Without a settlement or at least a workable agreement, we risk letting legal technicalities and disputed maps push the global economy toward catastrophe instead of keeping commerce flowing under a stable, reasonable deal between governments, companies, and local communities. For investors, shippers, and ordinary workers alike, the stakes are simple. Either this war is brought into a diplomatic framework that protects bridges, ships, and jobs, or the cost of rebuilding and replacing what's been lost will keep rising, one destroyed cargo and one bomb span at a time.
Thanks for watching Circle 10 News, where geopolitics and economics come together to show you the story behind the headlines. Tonight, we have tracked the money flows, the power plays, and the quiet shifts that will shape the weeks ahead. Remember, every conflict, every policy, every market move eventually lands in your neighborhood. If you found this helpful, stay in our circle. Join us next time as we connect new dots between global decisions and everyday life. This has been Circle 10 News, Geopolitics and Economics. Stay curious, stay informed, and we will see you in the next broadcast.